Hi, my name's May Finlay. I'm a Yorta Yorta woman, and we are at the second World Indigenous Suicide Prevention Conference here in Perth with Uncle Tom Calma. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please? Oh, before he does, I should actually say that Tom is the patron for the conference, and he is also on the organising committee. So we're very grateful that you can have a yarn with us.
Oh no, thank you, Summer. And I think it's I'm Kungarakan from my mother's side and Iwija from my father's side, but also from my grandmother is Wonga, which is all just around Darwin and the Coburg Peninsula, and just south of Kakadu actually, Wonga, down there. So, but I live in Canberra now, but are very actively involved in the suicide prevention space.
So I've noticed that there's been two really prominent groups here at both conferences actually, and that's young people and the LGBTQI communities.
Yeah.
Why was it really important for the conference to include both of those?
Look, I think for a couple of reasons. One is, other than the people in both those groups are highly represented when people take their own life or they self-harm. And but also our youth are going to be our future. They'll be the custodians of our stories, our cultures, our languages, our histories, and we need to grow them up and give them the opportunity to be here to work with elders, to understand about cultural aspects, try and help build their resilience a little bit, and amongst themselves to gain the confidence of working together. So it's and I think that's been highly demonstrated throughout the conference, and it brings tears to your eyes when you see these young guys get up, guys being men and women, and present. They knocked up a song in a day. It was just brilliant.
It was fabulous.
And with all the messages about healing and about understanding about suicide, about how to get help and so forth. So we're very proud of our youth.
Absolutely. And the LGBTQI communities have got strong representation here
Very
too.
strong representation. Been very active. It was with great pride that I saw the LGBTQI flag flying.
Absolutely.
The rainbow flag at the major ceremony yesterday morning.
Yep.
Side by side with the Aboriginal Torres flags. But it's been a very inclusive conference and a safe place. So it's been important, I think, for LGBTQI peoples and to be able to feel really supported in the conference, but it's equally important for others who aren't from that sector to understand that there's nothing to be afraid of. We need to support everybody. And I made a point of it in my presentations to say that we have to be respectful of each other. We've got to understand each other, and it's exclusion and people not feeling wanted or loved that helps. Well, it doesn't help, but it promotes people to self-harm or to take their own life.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my key home take-home messages from the LGBTQI stream has actually been, it's on me to actually learn more. It's not on them to and I should know that already, to be quite honest with you, but it really reinforced that for me. So, and I think our organisations need to do that too.
Well, they do, and I think this is the ideal forum in both conferences to get together and let people feel safe, and that's what it's about. And environments like this conference, which has a formal element to it, but it also is a place where people can break out into small groups, talk together, learn from each other. So it's been a very supportive and very inclusive environment.
Absolutely, and it's also been great. The small groups are fantastic. The breakout, you actually hear someone speak, then you can go and have a yarn with them, and you're actually building connections in all the breaks.
Yeah.
I know it's been hard to wrap everybody up because everyone's building those connections.
I don't want to go. So that's been a bit of a challenge. But look, we've tried to stick to program and timelines, but we've also been very understanding, particularly when we're having cultural presentations. All the elders are out there, and elders have a very, very strong lead role in this.
I have noticed that too.
Yep. We work with our elders in the Noongar community down here in the design of the conference and who should be presenting as it went through, what cultural elements should be there, how to pay respect and how to be inclusive. and all of that was guided by our elders, and so they've had a very strong lead, and they've also played a very strong role in the conference. And it hasn't been only our elders from the Whadjuk peoples here and the Noongar peoples and other Aboriginal people from across Australia, but our international guests have had very strong. You know, we had one old chief, 82 years old, out there still doing his tribal dancing, you know, from Canada. It was, you know, and you makes you go, gee whiz, I better start looking at my own physical capacity so that I can, you know, be as agile and as fit and committed to culture as he was. And, you know, look, that's the feedback I've got from youth too here, is that they have really valued the opportunity to go up and meet elders from other nations, and that's why, you know, people from overseas meeting with our elders and our youth meeting with other elders. So it's a great environment, and look, it's a real credit to the organising committee.
Absolutely.
That have pulled it together, and, you know, led by Pat Dudgeon. And
can't forget that woman.
Yeah. She's been run ragged.
She has.
Yeah, but that doesn't allow us to condone her smoking. You know?
No, I will never condone her smoking.
Yeah.
Not that I'd say that to her face.
Yeah. So no, but it's important, you know, that everybody realises that you know, smoking can have an impact on mental health.
Yes.
And suicide, a detrimental impact, and often we think that it's you know, it's a pacifier, that it helps relax people, but we know that all the evidence shows that nicotine, in fact, enhances anxieties and depressions, and medications are less effective for smokers, and that's why we really encourage people to think about giving up smoking, and know that there's a lot of resources around there through Quit Lines and My Quit Buddy and these other. And
the ACHOs now are well equipped to often help people in mainstream organisations too.
Yep.
We actually met working in tobacco control together, so I'm very pleased that you've thrown in tobacco at the
Well, I think, you know, we forget about these things, and you know, there's a lot of urban myth around, you know, like things like, oh, well, it's safer to go out and smoke, what do you call it, e-cigarettes and things like this, and you know, they're not safer. We know for sure that we don't have enough evidence because it's only been out for a short time. But I know that even associating, you know, my nose, I can't be around a smoker, my nose goes off, and whether somebody's on a vape, it's exactly the same thing. So they mightn't feel it, but anybody in the presence of them.
Absolutely. I do have concerns about e-cigarettes as well, because we don't have the evidence to show what they do to your body, and we're promoting them as a tool to quit smoking, which I think is dangerous, particularly when tobacco companies are actually one of the largest suppliers of
producers of e-cigarettes.
So it does raise a question, but I think we probably need to wrap up, because I think I heard the clapsticks.
Yes, I think they are starting to come around. But look, thank you, Croaky, for all your support at this conference. It's been absolutely fantastic, you know, to have you guys not only go around and talk to people and get their views about the conference, but being able to put it up on the newsletters, and you know, I think we all appreciate it much.
Oh, we love being here, so thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you.
It's always a privilege.